running. Yeah. Four. I tell her, knock down, pop that ball real. I already know that life is deep, but I still dig her. Cause it's jealous, but really I could care less. I'm in Hell's Kitchen with an apron and a hairnet. Devil on my shoulders, the Lord is my witness. So on my Libra scale, I'm weighing sins and forgiveness. What goes around comes around like a hula hoop. Karma is up, just make sure that beautiful life on the edge. I'm dangling my feet. I tried to pay attention, but attention paid me. Haters can't see me, nosebleed seats. And today I went shopping, and talk is still cheap. I rock to the beat of my drum set. I've been at the top for a while and I ain't jumped yet. But I'm Ray Charles to the bullshit. I jump up on that, do a full split.
She just started to pop it front, then look back and told me, baby, it's real. And I say I ain't doubt you for a second. I squeeze it and I could tell how I feel. I wish we could take off and go anywhere but here, baby, you know the deal. And she bad, so maybe she won't, but then again, maybe she will. Yeah, do it for the realest in the game right now, she will. Yeah, do it for the realest in the game right now, she will. Maybe for the money and the power and the fame right now, she will. Do it for the realest in the game right now, she will.
Yeah. I tell her, knock down, pop that for me. Haters can't see me, but them still looking for me. And you could take that to the bank and deposit that. Put your 2 cents in and get $1 back. Some people hang you out to dry like a towel rack. I'm all about I give the rest of the vowels back. I like my girl thick, not just kinda fine. Eat her till she cry, call that wine and dine. Try to check me and I'ma have them checking pulses. They say choose wisely, that's why I was chosen. Rocking like asphalt, it's the cash fault. Looked in the face of death and took its mask off. Now I like my house big and my grass soft. I like my girl face south in a north. But I'm Ray Charles to the bullshit. Now hop up on that, do a full split.
She just started to pop it front, then look back and told me, baby, it's real. And I say I ain't doubt you for a second. I squeeze it and I could tell how I feel. I wish we could take off and go anywhere but here, baby, you know the deal. And she bad, so maybe she won't, but then again, maybe she will. Yeah, do it for the realest in the game right now, she will. Yeah, do it for the realest in the game right now, she will. Maybe for the money and the power and the fame right now, she will. Do it for the realest in the game right now, she will.
Ladies and gentlemen,
She just started to pop it front, then look back and told me, baby, it's real. And I say I ain't doubt you for a second. I squeeze it and I could tell how I feel.
Feeling like the sky's opening and I am entering.
I wish we could take off and go anywhere but here, baby, you know the deal. And she bad, so maybe she won't, but then again, maybe she will. Yeah, do it for the realest in the game right now, she will. Yeah, do it for the realest in the game right now, she will. Maybe for the money and the power and the fame right now, she will. Do it for the realest in the game right now, she will.
I love you.
Let's do a mic check. Who with me? Let me get my camera stuff set up. I'm sorry about this. Let me get this lighting and stuff going, right? My apologies. I should be a little bit more prepared, right? But I think we kind of used to it. If you only knew how I rushed to get here and get started on time, you might not give me such a hard time about, about how it's going. Let me adjust my camera and things of that nature, if you don't mind. Just give me a couple seconds, man. Short show today, but we're going to get to a few things. A few important points have come up. People sent me some DMs, sent me some videos, sent me a few things. I thought I'd share it with you. Whenever someone sends me something, if I'm interested in it, I'll reach back out to them and say, hey, do you mind if I show this, or is this just between you and I? And they'll say something like, bro, this is out on the internet. It's never, it's never just you and I or whatever. That was what one person said. And they were right. I didn't really think that out. But I'll give credit to those. Let's do the mic check. Are we here? I'm sorry. Are we here? Let me get this camera shit right. My bad. Are we here? Can you guys hear me okay? Sometimes the color of my jacket or my shirt or my hoodie or whatever it is I'm rocking, sometimes it interferes with the camera work. Like, what I'm learning in this industry of video is that not all colors go well with the camera. Blacks go real well. You know what I mean? The black color, it go real well with videoing. YouTube, we're good. Thank you, Preston. Appreciate you, brother. Black does well in the video camera. Too many bright colors, white and some, like tan and stuff like that. Don't really, and I know tan's not really bright, but it's more on the white side than it is, your darker shades. And excuse me. To be honest with you, man, these lighter shades tend to mess up real bad in the camera. And I apologize for that. I spent a little money on my equipment, but I didn't take in consideration some of the other things that they were probably talking about. Like, Mr. Wyatt, you're going to need this, you're going to need that. And then, I'm from the world of you just trying to run shit up on me. You know what I'm saying? Like, some things you have to really take. I'm frugal when it comes to certain things. I'm like, I don't think I really necessarily need all of that. Can I get away with not having that? I'm okay with looking a little blurry. You know what I'm saying? This is just some shit I'm doing. I don't have to look like Channel 5 up in this joint. You know what I mean? I don't have to do that. So I'm just curious. Let me get the package where I can just hit the power button and I'm good to go. I'm straight. You understand? Like, I bought my car, one of my cars, and I'm gonna be honest with you, yo. The shit that you can get on a car these days is ridiculous. I've always known it, but I'm like, no, I don't need a heated glove box. The fuck I need a heated glove? I'm not going in the glove box. I'm not putting anything in my glove compartment that need heat. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna stick my hands in there and none of that shit. Like, why do I need heat in a glove box? You feel me? And I'm like, y'all just making up shit for people to buy at this point. Like, who buys a heated glove box? Not me. $1,100. You crazy? Not me. I could do a lot more with $1,100 than heat up my damn glove box. Okay. But now what I did do, I did pay. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I did pay for a heated steering wheel. All right. You talk to a man that don't own a coat. All right, I haven't owned a winter coat. Where my partner Steve at? I should call Steve. I haven't owned a coat. The last time I bought a coat, I shouldn't say I haven't owned one in 20 years. That wouldn't be accurate, because I remember going to Chicago a few years ago. This was probably, it had to be 10 years ago when this happened. I went to Chicago about 10 years ago, and I guess it was the winter time, obviously, because Chicago get crazy. Y'all know it get crazy cold in Chicago. And when I landed in Chicago, I was dressed like, I don't know what I was thinking. Y'all have to understand, when I travel extremely light. I travel lighter than the average light traveler. You know what I'm saying? I hear you, Roz. I don't use those. No need for me to have those. But okay, if that's your thing, go ahead and do your thing. I always thought you keeping them in your wallet or in your back pocket kept them heated enough. You didn't have to put them in the glove box, but I get your point. I understand, brother. I ain't hating on the ones that got it for that. Maybe that is the reason why they have it. Shit, I don't know. Maybe they keep that baby oil or some shit in the glove box heated. I don't know. I'm gonna let y'all players out there, the players from the Himalayas. I'm gonna let y'all all figure that one out. I ain't figured that out yet. What I need the heated damn glove box for. But anyway, I haven't owned a coat in probably 20 years. However, what I did do is I took a trip to Chicago one time. And when I landed in Chicago, I was still dressed like I was in Florida. And see, I don't travel with a lot of bags and stuff. Anybody that know me know, I dress for that day. I keep, the only thing I carry a carry-on. The only time you'll ever see me carry a bag and put it in, what do they call it when you put the bag in the bottom of the plane, a check-in bag, right? The only time I take a check-in bag is usually when I'm going somewhere with my family and we're going like on a vacation or something. And that's only because I'm packing something to go somewhere that I'm not familiar with, or, we're going on a long stint and I'm just taking some trunks. I'm taking everything on, if we have family picture day or some old shit, you know what I'm saying? I got to pack for that, whatever. But that's it. And that's a very small check-in bag. It got my socks. Y'all know how I am about my socks. But when I go on vacation, I'm usually going places you don't wear socks. You don't wear tennis shoes. I wear a lot of flip-flops and shit like that. Or I'm on the beach all day and I don't wear shoes, period. You know what I'm saying? So, or I wear the slides. That all being said, I land in Chicago this particular time and it was cold as hell. You know what I'm saying? My philosophy is when I get to a city, especially booming cities like Chicago, LA, I love Detroit. I like these cities. When I go to these type of towns or cities, I generally buy clothes while I'm there. So I don't pack heavy because I'm going shopping. As soon as we land, we hitting the mall or we going to, you know what I'm saying? I'm like that. I just like to buy clothes when I get there because fresh clothes make you feel good. Y'all know what I'm saying. I know you have bought an outfit, wore it a few times, took it on vacation, and it didn't feel the same. Like it don't. Brand new outfits are like brand new shoes. You ever notice when you put shoes on and they new, you feel different? Like you feel top of the world. You feel different, right? And that's kind of like how I am with clothes. That's why I have a problem. I have a mental issue with socks. People that know me know, y'all know what I have. Y'all know I have a disorder or whatever the fuck it's called. I can't wear the same pair of socks twice. It's almost like me putting on let me tell you what it is. I don't buy new shoes every time. So new socks make my shoes feel like brand new shoes. Does that make any sense? Like I want to feel very comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So I have this thing about growing up and my mama, my granny washing my underwear and my socks and shit in the sink with wool light in Laura Homes. And I told my granny when I was a little boy, one day I'm gonna buy, and this sounds so big, but it's simple. I said, one day, Granny, I'm gonna buy you a washer and dryer. You ain't gotta walk down the street to get to wash the clothes and stuff. I'm gonna get you all of that. I was a little boy, obviously, because nobody had a washer and dryer in the Laura Homes back when we were children. I think they may have put washer dryer hookups in it later. I don't know. We weren't there, but everybody had to go to the laundromat or you washed your shit in the sink. And I used to see my grandmother washing, my clothes in the sink and letting them dry. That's why you see all those lines outside at Stanley Row and you see clothes hanging out the window in Laura Homes. The shit look hood as hell, but that's what we did. We didn't hang our clothes outside because, my granny didn't like that. So it would take extra time for them clothes to dry because she would hang them up in the bathroom on the shower, on the top thing. She would put the pole up there because we didn't have showers. I don't know if y'all know this, but we didn't have showers growing up. We had just a bathtub. So my granny would put this little rope thing, tie a rope up, and then she would hang the clothes up on there and they would drip dry. she would string them out as much as she can. Anyway, I grew up not wanting to wear the same. I told my granny I was never going to do this. I had a problem wearing some shoes that were way too tight. I got talked about at the Boys and Girls Club a lot about my shoes being too tight and my feet was hanging out. My socks had holes in them. It was just a bad situation. So I got this thing about my socks and shoes. Not the shoes so much, but the socks. The socks make me feel better. And wait, Regina said, Woolite, I don't get nothing clean. Your underwear was still dirty. Oh, okay. Maybe so. But Regina, I thought Woolite was not necessarily a cleaner. I thought it was for delicate clothes, like silks or like in our case, our cheaper socks and our cheaper, anything that's really delicate. I don't think it was used to clean. I think she used to pour Woolite in there because you had to recycle. Like we had to keep. We didn't go shopping like that when I was a kid, so we had to recycle. You had to keep it. I had socks for years. You feel me? I had drawers for years. I had them Batman up. I had them underoos for years. You know what I'm saying? I probably wore underoos way past time. Shit. I might have been wearing underoos in the 3rd grade. That's kindergarten shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I had to recycle that. She said, yeah, it's not for underwear though. It's to keep. Okay. Now Regina, I don't know. I just remember my granny would put Woolite in stuff. Maybe it wasn't even my drawers she was washing, but when I was asking about it, she was like, well, we have to keep this stuff in good. Woolite is for delicates. All right. And it's supposed to keep your clothes. It doesn't wear the material out is what I was told. Keep in mind, I'm 6 years old, guys. I could have totally misunderstood what she was talking about. As I digress, yeah, I have a problem with wearing socks over and over again. So that's one of the things that I get for my birthday and Christmas. December is sock month for me. Socks. It's the only thing. I can handle the underwear. I can wear underwear for a year or whatever. But the sock thing makes me feel better. And that goes for dress socks and regular athletic socks. That's just how if you see me at church or if you see me out dressed up, you see me at the office and I'm wearing my suit, I got on brand new socks. Okay, so that's just what it is. All right, that all being said, let me see what it. Okay. Couple things. What you used to buy the nasty socks. Boy, y'all going in on me with the underwear and the Woolite. I was a kid. Damn. I mean, if I would have said something like, my granny used to wash my clothes in the sink with the Dial soap that was sitting there, that big yellow block ass Dial soap, I would understand. But I don't know. I was a kid at that time. Shit, Woolite just happened to be something that I remember. But that all being said, let me just go on. Couple things, man, before I move on. Yesterday, I mentioned something that I really wanted to talk about, but I didn't really get in depth into it. And that was the Dr. Umar Johnson situation. Another video had popped up of him talking about needing, you know what I'm saying? Needing money and things of that nature. Listen, if you decide to send money to Dr. Umar, that's on you. If you feel like, the brother needs your help, maybe what other people see as being evil and an attempt to con people, if that's what you see out of it, then don't send any money. But if you're one of those people that say, hey, y'all don't understand, even though he was doing what he was doing, he was still sending a message to certain people. You know what I mean? And that's worth something. I'll give you a perfect example. I don't remember who is it? Is it King Randall? What's the brother, the little young brother out of Georgia? King Randall, I believe his name is. It was Dr. Umar Johnson that motivated that young man. Okay, so maybe Dr. Umar Johnson is not doing anything on his part, moving forward on his plans and doing certain things to fulfill what his promises. But if it's changing 10 men and making them stronger and better and do things in their community, that might be worth it. You feel me? Like, that might be worth it. Like, he's changed. Maybe those guys that got programs off of his motivation, sending him a couple dollars. I don't know. He ain't getting shit from me, but I'm just saying, I just don't like stuff like that. I'll be honest with you. I don't like when people abuse the abuse that a lot of us, that our ancestors went through. Because a lot of us who talk shit and we on here talking and doing this and fussing and complaining and all that old shit ain't been through nothing compared to what our ancestors have been through. I mean, absolutely nothing. You can't even hold a candle to it. And it was blatant back then. For us, it's in our mind. If we go through something, we have to attach the racism or the racist or whatever. We have to attach that. Back then, it was blatant. And without it even being proven, your first assumption is somebody's doing something to you that's racist. And that's fine. If that's where your mind is at, that's where your mind is at. That's fine. Look, live your life. What they say, live your life, boo. Live your life, boo. But for some of us, that's not where our mind go. What's up, Alethea? Alethea, I don't know, sis. I don't know, sis. I got that video you sent me. Are you really prepared to lose a few friends? Or do you want to stay in that? Do you want to stay in that circle of people that, as long as you saying what they need, what they want to hear, you know what I'm saying? As long as you saying what they want to hear, y'all cool. Y'all Gucci. I talked to bro yesterday because you was busy. And he said, well, she going to send you that video. Yeah, you sent it. Thank you. I appreciate it. I actually seen that video before, but I wasn't connecting dots. I wasn't connecting. Alethea said, hell, I was wrong, so they can watch it like I did. You sure? It take a big person to say you were wrong, Alethea, because that is what's going to look. Here go the problem, sis. I was wrong too. You were wrong. I was wrong. But I didn't push the narrative that's been put out there. I didn't do that because I know better. I've been around situations like this long enough to know with limited information, you can't give a full you can't give a full opinion. I've been doing that since I started Wyatt Live, Breonna Taylor, and all the rest of the stuff. I never came out with a full statement. I will, Linda Reed. Slow down. I got an hour and a half to go. I promise. But I just don't take stances and speak heavily on things with limited information because I don't necessarily have that type of crowd. I know there's people in this crowd, in this family, that tend to jump the gun and they don't care if they right or wrong. They just want to be part of it. You understand what I'm saying? They just want to be part of some shit. And what I've learned in life, Alethea, is this. As long as I've been living, it took me a little while to understand this, though, but this is real shit. I've learned that the people who are misinformed usually are the loudest, and they go the hardest. You feel what I'm saying to you? That might be why they get misinformation all the time, and that might be why they're part of these circles that know this about them. They need people like that for their situations to be able to breathe. But what I've learned in life is I fall back. I don't have to be first at the scene. I don't have to be first to tell a story. I don't have to be first to talk about something what's the solution. I don't have to be first. I fall back. See, I'm just going to repeat this because some of us need to hear it. I've learned in life that people that have misinformation tend to be people that yell the loudest and go the hardest. You feel what I'm saying? And there are people that will use you for that sole purpose. They know that you're going to be loud. They know you're going to holler. They know it's going to be this side versus that side. They know that shit. And they use that. And it's an emotional manipulation. So they send out limited information, or they start doing things and saying things so you will buy into what's going on. And then when the truth hits you right in the face, you're so angry and so mad, and you come down from cloud nine. Now you're standing there. You'll never say, I was wrong, like Alethea just did. And she wasn't even that hyped up. She was a little bit about this situation. However, most people don't say I was wrong. Most people don't say, man, that shit sound crazy, because what it'll go back to is, if they'll do it to me once, then they probably done it to me a few times in life, right? If you proven somebody's narrative to be wrong, and it's the same way you've been getting misinformation and you've been running off with it and you've been fighting somebody else's fight, it's like back in the day. Yeah, I know there's some people that don't like when I say that back in the day shit, but I'm sorry. This is Wyatt Live, and this is how I relate. Okay. Who remember back in the day? And some of y'all ain't gonna relate to this, but there's a whole lot of you that know what I'm about. Y'all right here with me on this. Anybody ever lived in a neighborhood? It could be the suburbs. I don't care. Y'all know they don't do shit like this in the suburbs, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Anybody ever live in a neighborhood where you got this one little badass little girl, or this little bad, and I mean bad, I'm talking about like in everybody's business, you know, they're kind of like a fly or a net, and they always in somebody's mix. They always starting shit. And they usually have a bunch of family members. They usually got they got a house full of people. This is real shit from down the way, okay? They got a house full of everybody. They got uncles living in the damn house. They got cousins. They got brothers and sisters. They got a house full of shit going on. And then they got people down the street that's their cousins and live in Lincoln Courts, live in Stanley Road, live on Clark. And that one little badass kid always starting shit. And when somebody finally stop their ass and put hands on them, what's the first thing this instigator do? They go get family. They go get people who they know gonna fight for them, whether they right or wrong. You feel what I'm saying? They always starting shit. And then they end up getting their uncle or their brother beat up. And now it ain't even about what the initial problem was. It's never about that. It's now Unc got hit, Unc got knocked out, Trey, the cousin, then got knocked out and drugged down the street. Now we fighting for that, and we totally away from what the whole fight was for in the first place. It was about nothing in the first place. It was about your crazy ass little cousin or your little sister that started some shit. Now you got families outside fighting. You got the loudest people in downtown out here fighting against the other loudest group of people. It's crazy. Some of us grow out of that, and then some of us stay home with it. It's embedded in us. It's taught because it's a taught behavior. So Alethea, I appreciate you. And she didn't just apologize to me. She put it in the Wyatt Live Messenger group and was like, I was wrong, y'all. And now my challenge to you, sis, like I told bro yesterday, I said, is she ready to lose some friends? Because she did all that talking like I did. I ain't getting on sis. I did the same thing. She done did all this talking. Now she sent a video that shows totally different than what everybody's reasoning of being angry for. I mean, why the reason why they're angry. If y'all don't know what I'm talking about, let me just cut through the chase and say it like this. There's a video out showing you laugh. Davis Denise said, why haven't I been invited to the Wyatt Live Messenger group? Sis, I'll do it right after the show. I thought you bounced up out of there. Y'all know, people, we had people in there. I don't know who's all in there. There's probably 400 or 500 people in there. I don't know who's all in there. I thought you was there, but of course I'll send you. I'll put a note down. I'll send you an invite or I'll send you an invite after the show, or somebody send her one right now. Somebody, I got people in there that can send invites. She said, nope, never. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, we'll get that handled. What you say, Alethea? She said, my stand is the same on men, though. They should have walked away. We said that in the group. I agree. You know what alcohol do to you. You know that. But now let's just be honest. What is it that people don't want to hear right now, Alethea? They don't really want to hear the truth, because now they caught up into who threw the first punch. They caught up into the narrative that's already been spun up in web form. And now everybody's calling for the head of the guy who slapped the brother, when in fact, what's funny is this. Here's what's funny. Maybe I should show the video and then tell you what's funny. Let me do that. Let me try to find this video that my sister sent. It's just a section of the video. I didn't do the whole video because there's some distortion there, or like there's somebody's cell phone camera and it has their information on it. Okay, and I don't want to show that. Let me see if I had that. First punch. Okay. I named the video First Punch. Okay. So if anybody wants this little 20-second or 30-second video that I'm about to show, if you're in the Wyatt Messenger group, just send me the first punch. You know what I mean? That's all I have to do. Check it out. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see this or hear it. Let me just give you an idea. Let me see if I can bring it in a little bit stronger. Okay, what this is a video of that night. Let me switch sides. This is a video of that night. All right. The guy that y'all said that got slapped by the white dude, or the Russian, or whatever he is to you. This guy, let me fix this light. Let me fix the light, because I can't really see it. All right. So the guy in the red shirt, you'll see it. He's on the left of the screen there. You can see the bright red shirt. That's the guy that got slapped initially, right? This happened before the slap happened. Now, I'm going to show you this, and y'all can get mad at me if you want to, but I'm showing you probably what you need to see in order to be in the right frame of mind of what's going on here. That's all I'm doing. I'm not picking a side. I'm not doing any of that. I'm just going to show you what happened before the slap. That everybody's angry and said, well, they deserve to get that ass kicked because somebody put hands on him. You put hands on him, then they all going to jump on you. So I want you to remember that logic, that way of thinking. Okay? Check it out. This is before the slap. The guy in the red shirt swings and hit and punches the man in the head. This is before the slap. So right after this situation happens, that's when those guys square up. Right after that. Can y'all see it? This was before the slap. So based on your own logic, if someone puts their hands on you, you're going to retaliate. Fuck around and find out, right? That's what y'all saying. Right? So this guy, who's dumb as hell because he's liquored up, he's living off your principle. Your logic. Swing on me and fuck around and find out. Alethea, is that what you got out of this? Because that's what I see. So I just need to know how you feel. I mean, I'm not trying to convince you one way or the other, but if we're going to have information, at least have the right information before we just start living off certain people's narratives. You know, those people that just want you to believe the way they want you to believe so they can get off what they want you to get, what they want to get off. and make it about something that it's not about. You feel me? And that's why I told y'all yesterday, in my world, the way I think and the way a lot of people think is, show me the videos from the bars and all. How were these people interacting before any of this melee even began? And I think it was Drop that called in. Oh, no. That don't matter. None of that matters. Yes, it does. Because if you can show me a video, you got video of all this other shit. Show me a video, and you trying to tell me that we don't put videos in white folks' face when they talking racial? We got videos of that shit all over the place. I can show you 20 videos that people done sent me for the 5 years I've been here. I can show you 10 or 20 videos. That when white people start talking crazy, people put a video camera up. Listen to this shit. Listen, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is why we need to be beating them. Y'all do shit like that. And this is why, before I even had this information, I just said, you know what I would like to see is, since everybody's recording everything that night, I'd like to see the video of the people talking crazy. I'd like to see that. Where's the video, Ronald? I'm not saying that he wasn't kicking anybody's car. You trying to tell me all those phones that recorded all this incident, nobody recorded somebody down there doing what they did to deserve to be able to get their ass beat? All you can show me is the fight. The world we live in, the digital world that we live in. Nobody can show me any other video other than the fight. What the young folk make it make sense? Dina said there are multiple videos. I have another video where they broke up the fight before the white guy slapped dude. Okay. Say what you're saying is true. I mean, for argument's sake, because you're probably telling the truth. I don't know. But let me just say this, and I think you are. However, the video I just showed you right there, right after the dude hit the dude in the head, the white dude in the head, right after that situation, that's when the dude jumped in between them, and then the white guy kept coming and reached over him and slapped him. That was after he got punched. But what, okay, so if everything that you are saying and what I'm saying is true, because I have the video evidence of it, here's what I need you to do. I need you to take down the reason why this white dude got his ass kicked was because of the slap. You see what I'm saying? If there was video showing them doing something to the black guy that forced the black guy to punch him like that, show it to us. This is why y'all gonna get mad. This is why y'all gonna get mad at your own prosecutor that you put in place. Remember Joe Dieter's racist ass? Joe Dieter this, Joe Dieter that. Joe Dieter over prosecutes. Joe Dieter this, Joe Dieter that. I'm not sticking up for Joe Dieters. I just wanted you to understand. I was the guy at the beginning of all this who said, okay, you got who you wanted. You put in, and I was thankful. Y'all don't understand. This is going to hurt me to tell you this. I was thankful that Fanon Rucker found something different to do, because this is what I don't want my brother to have to go through right here. See, I was about a year ahead of this shit. I didn't want Fanon Rucker to be the prosecutor for this reason, because you would be looking for Fanon Rucker to do something extra special right now that the prosecutor that you have, that you voted for, that you put in, who prosecutes these crimes at the lowest. I don't know if you really want to hear this. You done already seen how some of these people are out on the street. That comes from your judges and your prosecutors. If you ever remember me having that conversation with your police chief, where you think my conversation was? I didn't hold it in my pocket. I clearly asked her the question about how these judges and prosecutors are working to keep people on the streets and dumping them right back in the same neighborhood. Not to mention that one of the guys, and y'all know how that went in the messenger group, one of the guys is out on bond right now from a gun charge and theft charges. One of the guys right now has a $500,000 bond, and he recently just got out of jail, and he's down there doing that. So when you got people cutting their boxes off That's a privilege to go on home incarceration. If I got in trouble, knock on wood, if I got in trouble, I wouldn't want to stay down at the Justice Center. They would allow me the privilege of having home incarceration, which means I would wear an ankle monitor. And when you got people cutting the ankle monitors off, that's a violation of the bond. So here's my thing. I think personally, if you want to make me angry or want me to fight for something, you're going to have to show me a video that justify these ass beatings, and it can't be the slap because there was contact between the two before the slap. And then based on a lot of people's logic of how put your hands on me and fuck around and find out, maybe the white guy felt that way too. Now that's dumb as hell to be around a group of people that's about to drag you and you go ahead and reach and get your lick back. But that's how you think, right? You think that if you get hit, you're supposed to fuck around and find out. You're supposed to hit somebody back based on your own logic. See, me, if I was the dude, me and bro was talking about this, my brother Donnie was just talking about this yesterday on the phone. I said, man, if me and my wife and you and sis, if we was downtown or if we was somewhere and we was in a bad environment and somebody punched me and it's a group of them, bro, they gonna get they lick. They gonna get it. They got me. I'm gonna walk away because I'm not gonna put my wife and your wife, or we're not gonna put our families in danger. But see, that's where the alcohol played in. The guy wasn't thinking that way. He was thinking like the logic way that you think. You punch me in the back of the head. You punch me in the head with all this alcohol in me. You're gonna fuck around and find out. So let's go back. Let's start somewhere else. Let's not start with the slap. See, the slap justifies it for a lot of people that want to be mad. And here it is. I'm not mad at those folks. I'm not mad whatsoever because they didn't have adequate information. But it says a lot to me when people put bad information in your face and watch you crash out with it. It says a lot. Do you notice that the chief of police in Cincinnati hasn't really said directly about that slap? Have you noticed that she hasn't identified that individual as being an aggressor? What did she say? She said it in a nice, soft-ass kind of way, and she said, anybody that was involved in putting hands on somebody unnecessarily will be charged. Let me ask you something. The first person they know who was involved in these incidents, the first person that they knew, they had to go out and find everybody else. But they knew that the victims got hands put on them, right? So if the victims are in a position to be contacted right away, why haven't they been charged yet? Because if the city of Cincinnati Police Division or the prosecutors feel like, wouldn't they be charged? You ain't got to find them. They wrote statements. They signed statements of what happened. They had to go out and find the 3 people that's been charged already of the 5. So after watching all the evidence in the videos, y'all tell me why the prosecutor that you voted for hasn't charged the people. And don't hit me with the racial shit, because it was racial getting the other one out and putting the other one in. This is the one you asked for. This is the one you voted for. Yeah, that's right, Linda Reed. One of the people turn themselves in at 1 o'clock in the morning. Because you know what they're doing. They walking around town. They walking around the city, knocking on doors with photos, with mug shots. Hey, you seen this person? You seen, you know what I mean? They walking around, they pressing. It ain't that funny now, huh? All those people that was laughing with the fuck around and find out and all that old shit. Look, it's not my culture, so I'm not going to entertain it. This show might not be for those that might want to do some critical thinking. You want to be negative or you want to try to challenge reason. Feel free to do so. This might not be the show for you. They got a continuance of the shit that you've been watching. It come on at the same time. But over here, we're going to try to break it down a little bit more. We're going to try to break it down. I'm not defending anybody, but I do have to remind you of some of the things that, you know, we talk about here. And then when it play out into the favor of what we talk about and reason kicks in, yeah, I'm going to remind you. I'm going to say, yeah, this is, you know, I'm going to say, Cecil Thomas, this is why people carry their guns downtown. And then did you hear the police chief and the safety thing yesterday? Did y'all see that meeting? Shout out to my man, Pryor. That's my guy. Shout out to him for going into the public safety meeting and filming that and going live. Brandon Kai's video, what happened in the bar. See, wasn't I calling for that yesterday? But what did they say? Oh, that shit don't matter. None of that matters. What the fuck you talking about? You ain't gonna be able to use none of that. Sure you will. Yes, you will. The defense gonna use it. Prosecutors gonna use it. And then what your prosecutor say? Oh, we prosecuting to the fullest extent. Yeah, we gonna throw the book at them. I'm not my words. That's your prosecutor. That's your prosecutor's words. You don't find it to be kind of fucked up, or you don't think it's kind of odd that you don't see it as a setup, do you? When you see somebody that catches a case out here on a gun charge. And I'm not just talking about this particular situation. I'm talking about what we've been talking about for 5 years, 162 days. I'm talking about how they get you a case going, and now you out on bond, and they drop you off in the same neighborhood. Now you get a chance to steal. You ain't really, nothing's really going on to stop you from doing what you're gonna do. Now something like this happens, and you go from a nothing bond to a $500,000 bond. Bean, what's good? He said, right, this Bean from Parktown. What up, champ? I didn't know that. You know I don't know government names, bro. We got nicknames, Bean. Talk about. I ain't know that. Bro, we wasn't at Washburn together like that. I don't know your name like that. I know Bean. What's good? What's going on? I call everybody champ. Don't trip, y'all. All I'm saying to you is there's people that purposely want you to stay angry, don't want you to think about shit. They got you thinking about a slap versus all that kung fu kicking to the head, all that old shit. They don't care nothing about the truth. They care more about how you handle the truth. And then when you find out some things are, you know, that you've been bullshitted, by that time, it's on to the next situation. It's on to the next controversy thing. And then you totally forget about how you got played on this one or on the last one or the one last of that. And then that's the same group of people that turn around and say, this shit been like this for us for years. But your leaders are in pocket. Do I have to say this again? Now I can even throw the prosecutor in, because now the prosecutor sound like Joe Dieters. According to how most of you all think about Joe Dieters, this prosecutor sound just like Joe Dieters. Oh yeah, everybody that's involved gonna get prosecuted to the fullest extent. We throwing the book at them. So what are y'all gonna say when this prosecutor have all these black folks that was involved in this fight? What are you gonna say when they throw the book at them? To my brother Fanon Rucker, peace and love to you, King. This is what I didn't want for you. Now, that's just me. I play no pivotal part in his life. I just know he's a good guy. I've known him for a very long time. We don't break bread and all that. I just know that he was very fair when he was a judge. But I didn't want this for him. And y'all know I told this to him in a back room. I told this before he came on the show when he was running for prosecutor. I said, listen, man, I'm with you. I'm with you. I want you to win. But there's a 10% of me that don't want you to win. And it's because of when it's time to prosecute some people, they're going to look for you to do something special, and you're going to follow the law. You understand? You're going to be doing something different. Yeah, Bean from down the way. I just can't wait to hear people's reactions when they see how this is going to go down. And see, what you having certain things already planted in your head and put in your head, whether it's right or wrong, your reaction is based off your misinformation. And the people that planted it in your head, they don't care. Matter of fact, go ahead and riot. Go ahead and keep saying we get treated different. They didn't arrest the white mug. You don't have all the video. You have social media video. You have pieces and slabs of this and this and that. Let me tell you what the police have and the prosecutors have. They have camera video from upstairs. They have camera video from inside the nightclubs. They have camera and audio video from undercovers. You know, y'all don't think undercovers was there that night? Y'all don't think that there was undercovers? Y'all know undercovers work those clubs, all those nightclubs. Every nightclub down there has undercover people in there, whether it's the police or it's the state liquor board. They have undercovers working in those places. Now, let me tell you something. I don't think it's fair that the chief of police would get mad at the public because only one person. Now, I understand, but it's not fair because she know that somebody already radioed it in. You ain't got to be no genius. You think they got 3,000 people sitting down there downtown on that end of the downtown, 2,000 to 3,000 people down there, and they don't have anybody inside their building? I mean, they'll do it on a casual Friday night, sending undercovers in those bars and listening and watching what's going on. They do that on a casual night. You don't understand how it works. You don't understand. If you don't understand that undercovers be in these bars, then you don't understand the bar game. You don't understand clubbing. And I'm not talking about from an entertained position. I'm talking about from a legal, from public safety situations. They got guys in there that are police officers. They got girls in there that are police officers. Not only that, let's just keep it 100. They got narcs. They got people that's working. You ain't know that either because you're not in that criminal world. They got guys that got cases pending that they working off. They come on, man, stop. Rising them. Well, yeah, I know y'all be talking crazy sometimes, but can y'all please, because some of the real ones really step up and talk about this the way it need to be talked about? Police chief said one person from that incident sent a 911 call in. That's from regular cell phone, citizens' phones. That's what that is. But you know, y'all know they got people. Y'all know they got people. And they writing and they know how it started from the jump. They got their information. That's what tells me. Listen, I hate to say this to you, but this is what tells me that it's a strong possibility that you're not going to get an indictment from the white dude the way you want it. First of all, you got to know what they may be looking to incriminate him on. They probably not going to incriminate. They're probably not going to file a charge on him for what you see. That don't mean that he's not going to face a charge. But it ain't going to be because of that slap. Because there was prior contact before that slap. So it's like this. Roz, Ed, if I walk up to you downtown Cincinnati on Fountain Square and I punch you, y'all probably gonna jump me, and I'm probably gonna be bad after that, right? You probably won't get charged unless you overdo it. You was defending yourself from me, and you could probably show it on the video camera. Wyatt walked up to Ed and just punched him for no reason, and you hitting me back won't be charged. But now if somebody see that same video, and it's almost like in a football game. Who always get the penalty? Not the first one that make the contact. It's always the one that hit back. The retaliation person gets the penalty. And that's kind of like what you're going to see here. And y'all don't really want to hear the truth because it's all about the slap in your mind and all the other sprinkles that they put on the bullshit ass Sunday. And that is, well, you know, they was down there talking reckless and they was calling them, they was racially slurring. But somebody, I'll give you $1,000 if you can give me, that might be a little too high. No, I'll give you $1,000 if you can give me a video that has audio of these folks saying things that y'all said they said. Bet you can't produce that. Now, that don't go for if you're a police officer, an investigator, or something like that, because that video just might be out there from the clubs or from somewhere else. But my point is, you and I have the same information about this situation, and you ain't seen nothing that would make you believe that those things were said. You just going off of hearsay. You going off of the reason. And I know, you think I'm defending them. No, I'm not. I'm just trying to get you to understand what I've been planting on Wyatt Live years ago is now staring you right in the face, but you don't really want to see it. You want to make it about a black and white fight. You're not looking at what I've been talking about, why I talked to the police chief that day on camera. You're not even considering any of that in my argument of what I'm talking about now. You think I'm trying to defend these folks when I'm not. I'm trying to show you that some people just don't supposed to be out on the street. And when they get out on the street, certain officials don't care where they dump those folks. They put them right back in the neighborhoods. And one day these people gonna kill somebody. And it might not be the white person downtown that you want to be so you okay with this shit going on. It might be your family member. It might be someone you love. It might be your little cousin that get down there and get drugged. No, Jerica says everyone's going off hearsay, aren't we? Right. With video? Video. All this video going around, and no, they're going off what's put in their face. That's not hearsay. They're looking at video. Now, if the video is narrated wrong, it's not the video that's hearsay, it's the narration. And it's pretty obvious that if you had altercation, if you had physical altercation prior to the slap, then the slap should not be the reason that you call this the beginning of getting somebody drugged. It only makes sense. Common sense people know what I'm talking about. I don't have to explain it. So I understand that everybody want to try to make it a riddle and a rhyme and all that old shit, but it ain't that. It's not that for me. I could clearly see that even if the brother got slapped first, let's just use your argument. If the brother got slapped first, still try to justify the actions of people in the street that was kicking and damn near killing people. Try to justify that without sounding like a damn fool. Because I'm going to tell y'all something. You might sound smart to a certain group of people, but you don't sound smart to everybody. Let me go to the phone lines real fast. Let's get this going. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
Hello, how are you doing? This is CK Cincinnati King calling out of Avondale.
Hey, what's going on, CK? How you feeling today, brother?
Yes, I was listening to your platform, and when you referred to victims, all I saw was the victims in the courtroom, sir.
Okay.
I seen victims in the courtroom. I seen Emmett Till, I seen Trayvon Martin, and I seen Breonna Taylor, sir.
Really?
This is what I say. Yes, that's exactly when I seen them. That's exactly who else was it?
Okay.
That's who it was. So, like you said, the trauma of that with the slap.
The trauma of that.
With the slap. And with the slap.
Are you traumatized from that?
We all are.
I'm not. I'm sorry, I'm not.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I know right from wrong, and I know people do bad things to people. Are you traumatized that all these black kids are out here, 14, 15-year-olds, that shooting one another and killing each other? Does that traumatize you as well?
Indeed.
Okay,
Indeed.
so that would probably traumatize you more so than what you've seen through the names that you mentioned, because those are isolated incidents that seem to be framed as purposely, done for racial reasons. But now, when black people do the same thing to black people, are you as traumatized as you are when white people do it?
Yes, I'm more enraged.
Okay. Well, at least you said you do.
Yes, I am, because
then why don't y'all have that same energy when something like this happens to
I
a
do.
black?
Remember,
You really do.
I'm the one that's on your phone advocating. Hey, what's up? How you doing? What's going on, dude? Hold on.
CK,
Hold on. Hello, my bad.
CK, you at Kings Island, ain't you, man? You're at Kings
No,
Island, aren't you?
No, but I was at work, man.
Okay, well, I got you really soon because I know you're at work. So what's up?
No. But listen, all I'm saying is the traumatization. I'm the one that preached that to your crowd every time. I say that about us. It's all about us treating us better. So yes. So I'm saying when you get that clinical slap from the other side, there's no tell it's going to turn into an all-out riot. You cannot do that. That's why they the victims. As the man that slapped, he's the what you call the criminal. He's the perpetrator.
Okay.
Remember, he made it. He made it in a situation where it had to go quick.
You didn't see the video I showed you, right? You weren't here for
No,
the video.
I watch it. Man, yeah, I'm compromised at work, man. But yeah, let me just listen to your platform. I appreciate you taking my call, bro.
Okay, thank you, man. Thanks, CK. Appreciate you. Yeah, that wasn't doing nothing for me. That wasn't doing anything for me. But I do say that CK do say some things sometimes that's a little crazy. But yeah, sometimes the craziness kind of makes some sense. He said some things before that I understood. Where he does kind of have this thing about when we harm each other, that there are some things that bother him about it. I do remember that. I do remember that. But, I don't think I'm in the mood for one of those today. But I do understand where CK is coming from at times. Okay, let me go back to the phone line, man. I did want to talk about the public safety meeting. Like I said, I want to thank Mr. Pryor and, Stefan Pryor for going to the video or doing the video live. And, my question, and I put it in his chat. My question was, well, where this is a public safety situation for the downtown area. Where are all the black residents? Where are the black folks that the people, step up for and speak for the people? Where were they at? What I seen was a room full of white people. That don't matter to me. They're residents. They seem to want to be engaged in their community. They seem to want to be safe in their community. And I'm wondering, since the victims, are we always seen, portrayed as the people that's paying the highest price? Where are we when we get an opportunity to have the police chief right in front of us, the city manager? And yeah, I know they zoomed in. The mayor zoomed in, hyped in, whatever they call it. And I know people laughed at that, especially those white engaged people in their community. They laughed at that shit because, what's funny is when you have, and I'm going to say this, and I said it yesterday, but I didn't really bring it like I should have brought it on this point. When you have a low bar, when the expectations are very low, you can do anything to people, especially the people that have the low bar and when they put you there. You understand? Like if you hire a school teacher who didn't really do real well in the interview process. Came in, wasn't really professional. And just you was like, some people wanted to hire her because, whatever reason, or hire him, whatever. And then the majority of people are saying, nah, this ain't, I don't think this is a good fit. But then they talk the person into it. And they hire this person that just doesn't really fit the bar. I don't see high expectations coming from this person. And you allow them to be the person that teaches your 3rd or 4th grade students. If you bring in people with low standards, what do you think those people are going to expect from their students? Do you think that they're going to require high standards from the students or higher learning? They're not. They're average or below, and they fine with average and below. And they're going to treat everything as average and below. See, that's the difference when you tell a kid, you got to be 10 times better than everybody. No, you don't. You really don't. You just got to be efficient. You got to be good enough to be able to be the best you. And it just kills me when you get these people in these leadership roles and they look like $1 million, but they have very low standards. The bar is low. And how I know it's low is how they treat their people, how they talk to their people, how they're willing to lie to their people right to their face. Because they know all I got to do is I can do some foul shit, but all I got to do next time is pacify their ass. And all I got to do is say just enough to get them back in my grace. That's because the bar is set low and there's no high expectations coming out of there. And they know that. They know that. They know that they will never be held accountable by people that just don't put accountability first. Sorry, somebody got to tell you. Go to the phone lines. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
What's up, Wyatt?
What's good with you? I'm sorry, twin. I was drinking. What's good with you, bro?
Bad. I couldn't call. He went back in the old days, man.
What you mean?
Wood light and all that.
I think they still sell wood light.
But yeah, they do. They
okay.
put that stuff up every day.
Yeah, I've never used it as a grown up. I've never used anything like that. I just remember it as a child.
Yeah, I remember back in the early '80s, first time visiting Mississippi. My grandma used to have that little wash machine that you run your clothes through.
Oh, yeah. I remember those.
That country stuff, right? That was my first time seeing something like that, and the water wishing well outside and all that.
Okay.
But I never liked that damn Trend soap powder my dad used to buy. And remember that soap, even though we did have a thick bar of Dow, so remember that soap Lux, Lux, man?
Lux. No, that sounded like
they took it off the market years ago, long time. But that was the most stinkiest soap ever, man.
It sounded like it needed to be off the market. Lux.
Yeah, Google it, man.
Yeah, no, that sounds like some Chicago cheap shit type stuff. I don't know.
But it was everywhere.
You ain't gonna hear nobody from Cincinnati say, yeah, that Lux shit, yeah, that was it. That was what
man, you remember all that Tussie nasty deodorant and all that used to make a mark you can write your name on the ground with.
Oh yeah.
Come on, right?
Yeah. We used to bring soap outside and dry.
Man, that was a lot of memories, man, from you playing it old school yesterday to what you said today. I have to laugh. I was like, man, he going way back.
Yeah, I mean, I have fun doing that. I mean, those are my best.
Fun, man. That was the struggle, but hey, we came out of it.
Sorry about that, twin. I was talking at the same time. My apologies. I was just saying that was the best time of my life. No worries.
Oh,
none
yeah.
of that.
Oh, yeah. That's
What's on your mind,
I wish we could. Shout out to Stefan. Going live. He wanted to ask a question. I was, chopping it up on his chat.
Okay.
When he went live and he wanted to get in there, and I didn't get nothing out of it, Wyatt, to be honest.
Out of the meeting?
Out of that meeting.
Okay.
I really did. She really didn't bring in like, hey, this is how we should do and to better our city, or better the people, or something like that. I didn't get nothing, man. And Wyatt, as a person, I went, as me, 45 years old, I wouldn't, get down like that. I'd have walked away from the situation.
Most people would.
But, that's for y'all, man. I got too much to move and stuff. And I've been to the joint. selling dope and beating up informant and all. I did 4.5 years. I was looking at 14, but I had to pay my lawyer. He, did the talking for me. So, man, I know the struggles and ins and outs about it, man. I can't see myself going to jail. And then dude I think dude turned himself in this morning. Is that the one that was out on bond already?
I'm not quite sure.
That seemed like it is to crank his bond up to $500,000. That sound like, I think he was the one that was already out on bond.
It's a possibility. But you also have to look at the fact of what the charges are. That is going to say a lot about what the bond is.
That's all around a lot of cities, Wyatt. They getting these domestic and pistol cases and letting them right back out on the street.
I've been saying
and
that
dropping them right back out where they started from.
We've been saying that over
here.
So that's
man, that ain't nothing new. And when I heard the cases from other guys I know, and I like, he did what? He had on bond? Yeah. I said, oh, wow. What this happened when I was at? I had that dope case. Couldn't even get a dang on walk.
Yeah, I mean, hey, look, this can open up the eyes. So this situation.
Yeah.
If people really want to accept what's really going on here, this is a clear shot to be able to see what's going on in our communities beyond what happened that night. And it's what we've been talking about when it came down to people being dropped back into the neighborhoods with pending charges and getting charges while out on low bonds. And here's the thing, like I've been preaching, they're not dropping these people off, these kids or whatever, adults. They're not dropping them off out in Mason. They're dropping them off in the same neighborhoods that they're fighting and shooting and doing and getting into these situations in. Do you understand what I'm saying? And nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about that other than people that they don't want to listen to. Because they've already put it in a situation where this is this side versus that side. That side versus that side. And when you side it like that, I mean, I know you were in the gangs. You wasn't listening to nothing nobody over on that other side of a gang had to say. You wasn't listening to that, man, because too much wrong went on between y'all. You can remember some of your homies that you lost. You can remember somebody that did something to beat up one of your guys or whatever, man. We ain't got nothing to talk about. You don't even want to talk to them about something reasonable because it's too much emotional. There's too much going on. So if people got y'all in those positions, bro, of being so mad at one another, if something reasonable was to come up between those two gangs, y'all ain't trying to hear it.
Right.
So how does it ever end?
Only time we could get a peace treaty or whatever, why when we met up in a joint. The guys terrorized me or I terrorized them, whatever. I met them in a joint and we reminiscing. Like, hey, you remember such and such?
Whoa, twin, you just said something very important to me. You know what's funny about that gang shit and all that, bro? It's funny how red and blue, y'all can fight and kill each other on the street. But when y'all get in the joint, y'all loke up.
I should have said. I know you can't say
because that's what y'all do. And to me, that is such a mentality that shows you that when Master got you manipulated out here in the streets, they can control you more in the streets because you're free to think and move how you want to move. But when they have you captured in themselves, y'all got to stick together. Imagine if it was the opposite way around. If we stuck together before we hit the jail cells, we would never get to the jail cells.
Right.
But when we get to a captive market, now they got y'all ain't all the way cool, but y'all willing to work together and not kill one another in there just to be able to survive and make it a little bit easier to get through your time. To me, that speaks volumes. I'm telling you.
I know we try. It's been days, man. We tried to set up peace treaty. It stands for a minute, then they break it. So, bro, in the joint though, man, it's like, hey, forget the past. What's up, man?
Right.
We break bread and all that.
Right. But then as soon as you get back on the street, there go that mark. And no, bro, that's real shit. You know it's real.
Yeah.
So, why is it that y'all can be influenced more easily out on the street to do each other harm? But then when you get in somewhere that somebody is basically making you eat and sleep and shit when they want you to. Now you want to kind of get together and be as one to try to make it a little bit better for you, but we can't do that.
It's basically jealousy, envy, and territory.
No,
that's like the United States.
It's manipulative.
They go over there and blow up people, Russia, whoever they go blow up, and the next day they give them food and everything, and build a city back up. So it's the same thing.
Yeah, I guess, man.
It's the same thing the United States does.
You might have a point there. I mean,
yeah,
because
it's about territory, and that's in a lifestyle. That's all it's about, man. Because let me tell you this: I hate to bring it up, people don't like, but it's part of life. Jeff Ford, Larry Hill, and all of them ran together, and so when they broke it up, even David Barksdale, the one that started the organization before Larry Hoover, and Jeff Ford. So when they all left, you got the West Side and the South Side, and you got divine division from Inglewood to Austin neighborhood to the West Side. There's division broken up. Hey, no, we can't go over there, folks. There's Dave and them. There's Larry and them block over there. You can't go over there. And that set get more money than that set. Now here come the jealousy and all that. Oh, they can't take this block over. Here's a shootout. So that's all it's about, man.
All right. No, I got
that. But after this, let's reverse this back to this fight.
To the meeting, right? I thought you were.
I don't get nothing out of it, man.
Hold on, Twin. You said the fight, but I think you meant the meeting, right?
What you say?
I said you said let's get back to the fight, but I think you meant you was talking about the meeting yesterday's.
The meeting, yeah. My bad.
No,
the
that's
meeting,
okay.
Whatever.
I wanted to make sure.
I didn't. To be honest, I didn't get nothing out of it. And then what make it so racial, Wyatt? Which I'm not looking at it as a racial problem. What made it so racial? The narrative that Tracy Mackey kept pushing, as if it was a black on white thing. That was made it racial when she kept pushing that on the news.
What did she say? I seen a post, but I didn't.
She kept saying she's saying the black man did this, the people jumped this man. They did this, and you keep showing the same exact video. The beating and the knockdown of the white woman. But you got to start from where it all started. There's cameras on 4th Street, Wyatt.
Where did it start?
All through 4th Street.
Where did it start?
Go get that camera.
Right.
That video.
I don't think that they're going to have, I don't think any of us are privileged to have that information because those are police cameras.
I forgot they said it's still under investigation. There's your investigation right there. Them 5 people you came and got you ain't never mentioned a white man.
No. I believe that what they're saying is there's still an active investigation. That means they're reviewing the tapes. Look, the public has the videos of what we seen on social media, right? That's what we have. The police got way different evidence than what we have. Y'all just don't say what?
No, they had it on Facebook, but they deleted it fast.
No, I'm telling you.
Okay, man. Okay.
What I'm trying to tell you, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm saying there's additional evidence that we're not privileged to having. There are cameras in the sky. You don't know how many drones may have been involved in that.
I've seen a drone up there.
Huh?
I seen a drone flying when I was on the Bank Street Friday and Saturday.
Okay,
they was flying all over.
But now, have you seen?
And you said that mentioning undercover. Yes, it's undercover.
Okay, so we don't have any of that information. We don't have any of the people that were there, and you know what I'm saying. Like we don't have any of the undercovers situations. We don't know, but we don't have the city cam video. We don't have any of that. Right. We don't, and I guarantee you, it's much clearer than them cell phone videos that we see out there. It probably has a little bit more, it's going to be a little bit more detailed.
Yeah.
And it's going to have different angles.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And we, as the public, we don't have any of that information. We only see what Facebook or Twitter or whatever the social media, we only have that. And that's not enough because that's not what they're going to use. They only going to use some of that in court. But they're going to use the city issue cameras. That's what's going to be in court more so than anything.
So did you see the video when they took LG out the courtroom?
I didn't know that was LG. I did. Someone sent it to me.
What was the purpose of that lady shouting out Free Palestine?
Well, that's what protesters do. They do that all the time. They were doing that during the election, during they were doing that. I mean, they got this war going on over
Okay,
there.
did they send out a memo that it was gonna be a public meeting and stuff?
That it was what?
It was gonna be a public meeting.
Yeah, I believe so.
They sent the memo out.
I'm pretty sure they did to the citizens. I thought they did. It was a public meeting, from my understanding.
So you get to come in there and they pick a certain individual just to ask them little lollygag ass questions. Because the answers to the questions was bogus, man.
Well, I don't
See, they went,
I don't know. I don't know who selects who to ask questions. My understanding there's a process where you ask a question, but you have to write it down and then they read it. Don't they read it, or do they allow you to read it?
They read it, I guess.
Okay, that's kind of
the
a
moderator,
normal process.
whoever they read.
Yeah, that's a process in some areas. That's a normal thing. And the
They
reason,
know what they doing. Bring it to the real communities, man. Study that damn library.
wait a minute,
Somewhere
hold
in the gymnasium or auditorium that can fit a lot of people and let the flow go.
Why?
You can say whatever you want to. If you feel if it's really a problem and there's a situation that's really going on, no, this not right. This not right. Even he came out of there and they jumped in whatever situation. But what really caused this action and everything? What really started this? Why did your drunk ass even say something to him? You could have took your drunk ass home.
Okay, so that's
all you man. Come on, man. Why did he even start? Why they going to jail? I mean, even though it's wrong, why he not in jail? Why that white lady ain't in jail? Come on, man.
Okay.
There's answers for everything. Bring that shit to the real community. That lollygag, that's for
the real community had opportunity to go. Man, all I seen was a bunch of white folks. Where the community at? All I'm saying to you, bro, is I asked Stefan Pryor. I don't know who I was on the feed, but I asked him live on the air through the messenger. I said, "Can you pan through the audience for us one time?" He knew why I was doing that. I wanted to see where were we.
It seemed like it was like 80% of white folks in there.
Probably higher than that. Probably higher than that.
I ain't see really no real niggas up in there.
Because that's not what we do. We'll complain about the shit that's going on in the mistreatment, but when it's time to talk about it, where are we?
Bring it to the real community, though, Wyatt.
That is the real community.
Man, that's downtown, man. The fucking library, man.
What do you want them to have it at the Paul Brown Stadium? What the fuck? What you want them to do?
No, I ain't putting it down there. Bring it to the Avondale parking lot.
Okay,
somewhere.
Why?
To the real community, set up some chairs.
So if you're concerned about what's going on,
bring it to Taft School or somewhere.
They do that,
in the field.
They do that, but people don't show up. What are you talking about?
They don't bring nothing like this to the community like that. No, they don't. They don't bring nothing like that to the community. Like something that this issue just happened with the jump offs. Come on, man.
Twin, I hate to tell you, man, but there's people in our community that's really working hard to try to get people engaged.
I'm talking about
Hold on,
let me just get
this out, bro, and you can crash out on it if you want or whatever. But all I'm saying to you is there are people that are trying to get real things done in communities where people just aren't engaged in certain things that really matter, such as voting, such as keeping your kids off the streets after curfews. There are people that look like you and I that are out there, and people are no-shows. They don't come and engage in stuff like that. I don't know. We could say whatever, but to be honest with you, I just don't. My opinion is I don't think they find it to be as important as the people that yell and scream as much. The people that represent the community and speak for the power of the people and all that, they don't even have the people behind them. That's what really bothers me, because when you got people out there that really go fight for these causes, it ain't a lot of people. The people they representing and talking for, a lot of them ain't standing behind them. And that's why you can't have these type of meetings in the neighborhood like you're talking about, because it would be a waste. I hate to say it. Those people were part of the community, whatever the meeting was. I guess it was a public safety.
Did you see the jump off at the Lincoln Heights meeting? You see how they was engaging and talking and everything? They wanted to know.
Lincoln Heights is different. That ain't even Cincinnati.
It still was a race. You want to make it a big old deal out of it. It still was a problem. issue. Like what? Why the hell they on this bridge or whatever? Just overpass.
Well, that's different. That's different, bro. That's one of those find out. That's a different situation. You might have a point there, but it was because of white people, the Nazis, the whites. That was people wanted.
What you think this is about?
It's not about that.
That's a damn laugh. See, we can't open your ass.
Man,
Put that tea down, man.
About, bro?
This what this is. If you really look at it, man, this the only thing they point a finger. Damn, this white couple just got jumped. Now they want to play the damn victim and all that. Come on, man.
Okay, twin.
Just like LG said, AI, whatever his name, Al, earlier.
Who was that who said that? Hold on, twin.
Al.
Kim Moore Everhart said the most powerful thing that we done said all day. She's trumped everybody's conversation. She said the judges just had meetings all over the city. Nobody really showed up. She's absolutely right. The judges came out and had meetings about how things are done, the process, how we set bonds, how we do this and this and that. And they went in all these neighborhoods. And even the judges were talking about how it was very low to no turnout. Now that just happened. They just did exactly what you want them to do. Is come in the hood, get your lawn chairs and come on out here so we can have these conversations. And you know what it always stem into? You got all you want out in Winton Terrace. They not coming. And they can't say, well, I was at work, because they do it after work hours. And that's not saying the majority of people. Some people work second shift or third shift.
I've been at Winton Terrace means plenty of times.
Okay, and was it a sold out house?
There was enough people there to voice their opinion. Because
you're going to have some that are going to engage. You're going to have the ones that are part of the, that the community council coming out, and the people, the few sprinkles and twos and fews that show up at the community council meetings, they definitely coming. But you don't understand. What you don't understand, twin, is this is they can get mad at me if they want to, or they can tune out or whatever. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. The problem is we got too many people that think that like they think they the chiefs. You understand? Like they really fighting for a community that a community won't fight for themselves. Because when it come down to somebody shooting and killing somebody in the community, they're not all that in front of everything for that. But when some Nazis come, they out there on the bridge and ready to knock people off the bridge, but they ain't ready to knock the kid over, or the 36-year-old man that just shot a 15-year-old. They ain't trying to beat his ass.
I can't agree with you on that. I can't agree.
And all I'm saying is, if you're gonna do something to my daughter and you're gonna kill my daughter, I don't care if you white, black, Asian, Jew, Gentile, Jew, whatever you are. I feel the same way. You gonna get it. But you can't say that's how it's moving out here.
You're right. But I still think I guess it's got to be accountability. So when LG went in there and whatever people speak they mind, fame, and now they need to get rid of them and all that, maybe they should do. Maybe people see it different, man. That they really not stepping up, the leaders and everything, and they play too damn much. Everything. I hate to bring my boy up, man.
Who?
Trump. I hate to bring him up. Every man. I hate to say it. Everything that happened, I don't care. It's got to be Trump's fault.
Because that's
and I said like this. Trump ain't never been in. He wasn't here this weekend, man.
Right. Well,
I don't care, JD Vance or whatever voiced their opinion. Everything got to be Trump. No, it's not.
So let
it's your self-fault.
Let me just ask you something. Let me ask you something. If the Olympics, who's going to California in what year? 2028?
28, something like that.
If the Olympics was going to fall in Cincinnati, Ohio, do you think a statement would come from JD Vance, who is the vice president of the United States of America? If something that powerful was hitting Cincinnati, don't you think he would make a statement?
Yeah, he'll say make a statement like that's my city.
If an incident like what goes national on national news networks hit his hometown as him being vice president, don't you think he gonna make a statement?
But way before then, it wasn't no damn Trump. The people, it's Trump's fault that this happened. It's Trump's fault that they shooting this. I'm tired of hearing that rhetoric over that bull crap. Speak the truth, man.
Okay.
Tell the truth about the situation. Don't put it as if that man's fault. This shit been happening since day one, man. All this shooting, killing, and jumping over, going, knocking people over at the bars, man. This happened at day one. And people kill me. Well, you voted, man, so what?
Right.
So what, man? When you were sold drugs, you sold this, and so what? But y'all voted for somebody with the crime bill that put the crime bill in place. Man, get out, man. People is weirdos to me, man. I speak different, and I don't think like that, man. Just because you that person betting on, man, I don't think like that. Twin think different. I'm not gonna let nobody been bred in my mind that it's Trump fault. Man, whatever, it's your own fault. You had to accountable for your own acts. So you go out there and rob a bank or do some killing. Hey, you know what comes behind the game, man. You got to suffer. So, man, I'm not trying to, man, I don't care about this stuff. People just need to speak the truth, man, and be held accountable for what they do. You wrong, man. You wrong for not looking out, or you this and all that. Don't get mad and stuff. That man went to jail for what? Speaking his mind, his opinion, First Amendment, or whatever, his rights.
So now let me ask you this, Twin, if you don't mind, and then I'm gonna move on to the next caller. But let me ask you, what were you expecting out of that meeting yesterday? You said that you didn't get any.
A strong affection, and show me that you care. Like, hey, we gotta stop this, y'all. We gotta come together. I don't care if you white, black, whatever. I don't care who. We go start from the top, huh?
You think those people that were sitting in that meeting, you think that's what they wanted to hear?
Hell to the no.
Okay, so why would they talk about it like that?
I'm just saying, if I was,
I mean, what were you expecting? Okay, here's the thing. What were you expecting the police chief to say?
To come out with the real video, really go into them like, hey, this is what really happened. I think he was wrong. For it would never jumped off if he would have just mind his business, kept his drunk ass on,
okay,
or go somewhere else with it.
I hear you.
This would never jumped off. That's what it should have been started with. This should never tolerate. You should have to come downtown and stop and run into something like this.
Okay,
and you got people from other towns and stuff like, man.
I hear you, but
Cincinnati getting down like that. I ain't going to the banks.
I hear you, Twin, but I got to tell you something about that meeting. That I don't know if we're really considering this. That meeting was put in place prior to this incident happening. So that meeting was not even, it was already structured a certain kind of way. They're not going to
showing the database of the killing and all that.
Wait a minute. They're not going to give all the energy to that incident over the weekend. They've prepared for, they had graphs, they had a lot of different things. They had data, they had a lot of different things prepared to show the people that live in the neighborhoods how things are moving. Okay, so I didn't expect, her to just go full throttle on this particular subject. You know why she can't just talk about that one particular subject? You know why that place was full of people from down, from that neighborhood in that area?
Because the business and they live down there?
Yes, because what you seen over the weekend on this video camera is shit that they see damn near every night and for sure every weekend. They might not have seen that same incident, but what I've been trying to tell y'all on this program, the news only report 10%. Half the shit, more than half, 75% of the things that we see on our Facebook pages and on social media, that stuff be bar fights. It never hits the news. But the people that live in those areas, even though it's not on the news, it's still part of their life. They get complaints every weekend. We as regular citizens don't hear anything about the complaints that are being processed down at the Cincinnati Police Department. When there's a bar fight outside in them same streets, those residents down there in that meeting were saying this shit happens every weekend. First of all, let me just say this in defense of the bars. I shouldn't say this because I got property where I got this is the same way. But now, in defense of the bars, if you buy a piece of property above a nightclub or above a bar or in a bar district, damn it, expect some loud noise at night. Damn it, expect some fights to happen outside your front door. Okay? It might not be, I'm not trying to condone it, but it's more realistic that you're going to have some fights, some loud cars, some loud music, some drunk people outside your door if you buy a piece of property, if you buy a condo above a bar. Okay, you're going to get that. I grew up over, my mother and I, we lived over the Palm Room. directly over the Palm Room. Mr. Lincoln Ware used to be the DJ at the Palm Room. I remember as a child holding my hands over my ears because the music directly under us used to come through our efficiency apartment. So
Hey,
if
Wyatt, I'm keep listening. I'm gonna let you.
okay,
I gotta take this call.
all right, brother, appreciate it.
Thanks for taking my call,
thanks
bro.
for engaging. All I'm saying to you guys is, if you're going to buy some property, why buy it in a business district of bars and restaurants and things of that nature, and then complain about loud music, complain about fights? Look, I can't tell you where to live. I can't tell you where to invest. I can't tell you where to buy your property or any of that. But to me, it just doesn't make sense. Y'all see all the GE building, everything down on 4th Street. When you see bars and all that stuff down on the 1st, above those are condos. Some of them are business, commercial spaces. But a lot of those places are homeowners. They bought condos. Those are the people that are in those meetings saying this loud music, this noise. They the ones calling 911 every weekend. Now, if you don't believe me, I know there's some people that want you to believe that in these business districts that the man is just snatching their liquor license for nothing. I know that's what you want to believe because that's what your teacher teaches you. All you got to do is go look at the complaints, the complaint file. All you got to do is look at the person, look at the bar, and look at how many fines and how many warnings that they've had to pay. I know it's some people that want you to believe, and it might be some uneven fines given out. Maybe, I don't know. But I do know that they not just snatching your liquor license for nothing. You would have a civil case, right? You might even be able to get you off one. You might even be able to get you one of these, Benjamin Crumps to get you some money because you see selective enforcement. But I can't stand it when people who know they was doing wrong, who own clubs, had they shit snatched from them, and then they want to be an advocate for the motherfucking businessman of the community. You was trash when you was doing it. You knew the shit you was doing. You know all the rules and laws you was breaking. Now you want to come out and be the saver bar for motherfuckers that's out here putting their money up. But you know, if you're such an expert, why don't you have yours? People live in these business districts. Some of those people at those meetings yesterday were not just people that live there. They're business owners that own businesses in these areas. And they're tired of the children, the teenagers running in front of their buildings. They're tired of the bad shit that's happening in Cincinnati, downtown Cincinnati. They don't want that because it's bad for business. Now, let me ask you something. Even though we don't really want, let's address the elephant in the room, whether we want to say it or not. But what do you think the business, they have a coalition down there. What do you think the business coalition is saying right now? What do you think what is stuff that's going on downtown? Your favorite little $200 a plate ass place like Jeff Ruby's and all of them who always, you've been telling y'all about these cats. I've been trying to tell y'all about these cats. They show up when the cameras come on. They want to deliver meals when the camera come on. And then us, we feel privileged when we walk in one of these high-end ass restaurants like we really moving something. You know what I'm saying? What they saying about what's going on down there now? They telling people, they telling the city and the police, like, hey, y'all got to do something about this shit. Who you think they talking about? I'm sorry if I jumped over it. Let me see if I got that one. Let me see something. Business district. Let me show you this video of what the business district downtown is saying. All right. Let me play this one. It's from Channel 5, I believe, in Cincinnati. Let me see if I can get it. Yeah, here it is right here. Let me see if it's going to show. Yeah, here it is. Check this one out. This is what the business district is saying about the altercations downtown. Not just this one that happened over the weekend, because these meetings were set up prior to this incident. They've been wanting to talk about this. Check it out.
Now, owners of several local restaurants are releasing a statement in response to the brawl that was caught on camera over the weekend. Jessica Schmidt is at the Alert Desk with more.
So we've been covering this, right? At this point, you've likely seen this video of the brawl we're talking about. It's downtown. This, again, has gone viral. Well, now some CEOs, some local businesses and restaurants like Jeff Ruby, some other business owners are responding to what happened. In a post on Instagram, the CEO of Jeff Ruby's, Brittany Ruby Miller, posted a statement on behalf of Cincinnati's Downtown Restaurant Coalition. Now, the statement, which you're seeing on your screen, says they're heartbroken and outraged by this recent violence, calling the video of the brawl disturbing. They say they're now calling for accountability and decisive action, adding they represent thousands of employees and serve tens of thousands of guests, which is why they are so invested in the city of Cincinnati. They say they don't want vague promises or delayed responses, and instead say they would like to see city leaders develop a very clear plan of action following what happened. Now, that statement is signed by owners of multiple local businesses in different locations, including Montgomery Inn, Skyline Chili, Taste of Belgium, and Crown Republic Hospitality. You can read that full statement if you'd like to, again, posted on the Jeff Ruby Instagram account. At the Alert Desk, Jessica Schmidt, Fox 19 Now.
Maybe I'll play that again if some people didn't catch it. But you think this one isolated incident got them to write a statement like that? You think this one incident downtown is making the CEOs, the business owners, the investors, you think it's them now, just one incident, that's making them feel this way and making them challenge city council? Y'all know y'all city council. I told you. Who remember this? Raise your hand if you remember this. The sandboxes of this. Who remember me telling you when it's time for these folks that you love, your leaders, to make a decision, people versus business? They always gonna put the business ahead of you. Here's a moment where you're gonna understand exactly what I meant. Because you crazy if you think that the city of Cincinnati is going to take the sides because you bitching and complaining over the only economic run source thing they have in downtown are the few and two restaurants, small businesses down there, homegrown. A lot of those businesses are homegrown. Skyline, Jeff Ruby, those are home companies. And they're based in other places, but they're homegrown. Those people play a whole big, they play a larger economical position to the city of Cincinnati than liabilities. You got to understand, your leaders are speaking for the people who are actually liabilities to the city. They ain't bringing no money to the city. You understand what I'm saying? But Jeff Ruby's and all of them, oh yeah, they're economic base. They're a tax base. So who you think they're going to pay more attention to? And what are you thinking? I mean, what do you think is causing the city to now want to be aggressive of what's going on downtown? I've been trying to tell y'all for years now that things happen downtown all day, all weekend. And the only reason why we oblivious to it, we don't know anything about it, is because the news don't carry it. And I'm going to tell you something right now. The news tried everything in the world to avoid this situation that happened last weekend. I said it yesterday. If they could get away not showing that, if they could get away from not talking about it, they would have. Do you know how your mayor look right now? He's not in the city. Your mayor is not in the city, but he's in a place right now where he don't look any better. You got to understand, but see, the mayors, they know what it is. They know it. He in a position, he in a spot right now where they probably all sitting around smoking cigars and drinking their little tatas and shit like that. And they probably sitting back saying, God damn, Tab, your shit is fucked up down in Cincinnati. And Cleveland mayor, all of them, all the people that pretty much had the same shit going on in their cities. You know, they not talking about fixing their city. You know what they saying? I'm going to say this. They saying, you know how it is. You know I can't do nothing about that shit, man. You know how it is. We can start program after program after program. We can start everything. I got everybody. I got all my leaders. I got everybody that can calm down the audience. I got all that. But y'all know how it is, man. Y'all know how this shit go. It's just my turn. That's what he's saying. It's my turn. That's what they saying. It's your turn. This shit happens in Cleveland. It happens in Columbus. Tanika said the mayor can't fix this. Then what do you need a leader for? What do we consider a leader? A leader is the one who gets all the praise when it's different. So they don't get the bad talk when shit is bad. So if Cincinnati had just picked up the Olympics, he'd be up there with a red, white, blue flag shirt on, with a God Bless America t-shirt and hat and all that old shit, with a flag in Cincinnati, and he'll be out on the tower, and it'll be about how great he and how vibrant the city is because of his leadership and all that old shit. But then when things go wrong, it ain't his fault. You can't be a quarterback of a team, and when y'all lose, who they always blame it on? They always blame it on the quarterback. He's in charge of the city, man. He's in charge of the city. You don't think, all right, listen, I know that, and I know y'all gonna get mad when I say this, but we're easily pacifier. Not all of us. There's some people that I'd rather not say their name. They're not as easily pacified. There's some brothers and sisters that's out there that's really, really about it. So I'm gonna paint this with a broad brush, but it don't include everybody. But we are easily pacified. You know who's not? White folks. They're not easily pacified by leadership. They expect higher. The bars are set high in leadership roles. They expect more from their leaders. They expect it. That's why they always sitting down at the meetings like they were yesterday. They want answers. They want to know why it is, why y'all not doing anything. Why are there people with felony records that have gun charges running around kicking people in the face? They want answers to all that shit. They want answers. They want to know, why aren't you doing anything about it? We are the only ones that saying they can't do nothing about that because they didn't raise them kids. There's a difference. There's a difference in the argument. That's why I tell you, it start at home. I keep telling, we all know that. Everybody know it start at home. But now let me just say something to you. I don't think there's anything more important than coming back home, doing a national story in my city and addressing my people. That's just me. I ain't never said nothing bad about this mayor of Cincinnati, and I ain't gonna say nothing bad now, specifically, specifically at him. I ain't gonna do it. Excuse me, I got my retainer in. I am not gonna say anything bad about him specifically. But when LA fires hit Los Angeles and the mayor went on vacation to Ghana, didn't that look bad that she didn't come back? No, I hear you, Tanika. I hear you, sis. But there's a level of responsibility, there's a level of accountability that falls on your leadership. Just like the mayor out in California, even some people in her own party, they try to take up for her, but they know you got to move different when you're the leader. You can't just be like, oh, I got a staff, they'll take care of that shit. What happened to Eric Adams? The brother, the black guy, the brother from New York, the mayor of New York. Him and a few other mayors were on their way to Washington, D.C. to talk to the president of the United States, who was Joe Biden at that time. They were going to talk about immigration. What happened to Mayor Adams? They did a raid on his, He said, fuck that meeting with the president. I got to get back to my city. I got to see what's going on. There's nothing more important than your city. Those are your people that put you there. No meeting, none of that is more important than being in front and center to the people that you're supposed to be protecting and serving. That's why white folks laughed at that shit last night when the video camera popped on and his face was on it and he wasn't there. Y'all might not see it like that, but other people do. People who expect more from their leadership. That's all I'm saying to you. What's that, AP? AP, let me read what he says. He says, well, the mayor and council don't write the justice system laws. Personally, I don't think them telling folks to do better and be better will change a damn thing either. Then guess what? You got the wrong people in there. What's the nature of their job? Are they just tokens? What's the nature of being a leader? Is it just running numbers? Don't you supposed to be a reflection of your city or whatever it is? The leader of the football team is your quarterback, right? You don't want him getting DUIs. You don't want him in the strip clubs. You want him to be strictly business because he is the idol. He is the person. He is the elite of your organization. That's who everybody look up to. He was voted captain by the team. So when you put somebody in charge of your city, it's not just to run the numbers. You got a city manager for that. He's a representation of the city. And it just looks bad. I'm sorry. I don't have a problem with him. I like him. I really do, because I see how he moves. I don't like some of the things that he said that I know weren't true, but that's politics. But the truth of the matter is, bro, if the city is burning, he would come. If the city was flooding, he would come. If the city is on national news and you need to address your people, you should come. You don't think it's weird that the people who are talking about this, I'm talking about podcasters and news people that are covering this nationally. You don't think it's weird that they're all pretty much have the same sentiment about where's the leadership? You think it's just some political shit that people are blaming leaders for the lack of presence, not making statements, putting out paper statements, doing Zooms. Where is he, Cleveland? On a flight, that's 45 minutes. 45 minutes, bro. That's a drive from my home to the office. But on a flight, it ain't like, oh man, I got to put another charge on my card. No. Do you know how many? I've been in 4 cities in one day myself and held 2 meetings. I'm nowhere near the status. You remember when I was doing my audits for my company? I was going live and I was showing people like, hey, I'm in Detroit. I'll be in Chicago in 6 hours. It's what we do as business people. But you're going to tell me that you can't take a 45-minute flight and get on a flight tomorrow morning to go back to what you need to be doing, handling your business for whatever you're doing for the. No, this is, I got to be present because I got to be seen because I got to stay up here and keep connecting my dots. I got to be around the shot callers because my next move got a lot to do with the people that I'm around right now. It ain't got shit to do with those people down there. I didn't do what I needed to do for them. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that, but that's how I feel. I'm a taxpayer in Hamilton County. I'm a taxpayer in Cincinnati. I pay their salaries. Let me read this one. AP says, bro, yourself said leaders saying anything wouldn't help. At this point, all they can do is try and police some dumbass folks with the resources they have. No. They play a much larger part. Okay, AP, do you remember the conversation that I had with the chief of police down at the courthouse? Do you remember that? What did I ask her? Did I not incorporate everybody that you're talking about right now? All the leaders. She knew what I was talking about. She knew exactly what I was talking about. Don't you remember me saying, when is the city of Cincinnati, being city council, the police chief, and the judges all going to come together and try to work something out? Because that's a huge problem. What she say to me? She said, I understand. And that's when she started backing up, because here, I'm not saying that she didn't want to answer the questions. I'm saying that she understands. Y'all got to understand, I don't think this police chief is bad. I just think that her hands is handcuffed because in most situations, she's fighting against the same people. She knows right from wrong. This is my opinion. She understands right from wrong, obviously. She's far from a stupid person. She's been in policing 40 years. She's a smart person. She cares probably more than y'all think she does. Okay? But here's where her problem is. Her problem is not necessarily right from wrong. It's the people that she has to keep happy. It's hard to be a police, not only just a police officer in the city of Cincinnati, it's hard to be a hierarchy in the city of Cincinnati as a police officer. Call back, Marcus Jenkins. Call back. I'm sorry, I hit a button. It's hard to be the police chief of Cincinnati when you have people that are not necessarily against police, but what they are is they want to dictate how you do your job. Okay? And it's usually people that are influencers of the community. Okay? They influence the community. And if they're influencing the community, they can make you a great guy or they can make you the worst person in the world. Pick your poison. So if I'm going to stay cool with this activist, I got to make some decisions and turn my face and I got to act a certain way so I won't piss that activist off. Because if I piss that one off, that one can go to the radio, to the newspapers, to the TV. They can do all that shit and make life tough for me. But if I do things the way it should be done, I might piss off some of the wrong people. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. You might be afraid to say it. You may be afraid to show that you're aware of something, but that's part of the problem as well. I think she knew that when I asked her the question. That's why it was time to go. I thought what she was down there for was reasonable. They were down there in solidarity, they were all there down there supporting the blue for something that happened to one of their own. I understood all of that. I understood when she was talking to the TV camera what was wrong. I'm on board with everything she said. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all ain't going to like this. I actually like that lady. I just think that she's in a hard spot. That's why she couldn't say, and I'm going to say this in a basic kind of way. She couldn't say that the white dude was going to get charged. She had to manipulate the conversation a little bit. She had to make you think that he was going to get charged for that fight by saying something like this. Everybody involved in the fight who put hands on somebody will be charged. That's what she said. Now, what you don't understand is the evidence that they might have is his slap to that brother's face, whether you like it or not. That might have been a retaliation slap. The video I showed y'all earlier, it clearly was a retaliation slap. So people that's yelling, what about the white boy? He slapped him in the face. What about that? That's what started all this shit. Sorry, wrong beat. That's not what started all of this. They got you thinking that's what started all of this because you don't have any other evidence. You have what they show you. And now you angry because the white boy ain't got charged yet for the fight. And you don't understand that there's a possibility that he may not get charged because he threw a retaliation shot. I don't know. Let me go to the phone lines. Good afternoon, caller. This is Wyatt. Who am I speaking with?
It's Marcus, brother. How you feeling?
Marcus, how you doing today, brother?
Yeah, all right, man. I'm just sitting here listening to you. Sounds great as usual.
I hope you're enjoying yourself.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I'm sorry, brother. I was drinking. I said, I hope you're enjoying yourself today.
Oh yeah. But I have to say this much, man. As you said, he retaliated, but he became responsible because they had broke that fight up. It was over with.
I agree.
And then
I'm sorry. I said I agree. You still there?
Right. So once he threw that punch, it became a stand your ground issue. You know, I think he should be responsible for everything else that happened after that.
Who we
I
talking
mean,
about?
the white dude who threw who slapped the guy.
Okay, so the retaliation punch.
Right.
Okay.
Because I mean, look, that's from school age. You get caught with retaliation. Who gets punished? You know.
Usually the second thrower. You're right. That's out on
Right.
a football field as well. They'll throw yellow flag, and you'll be the one that end up with the 15-yard penalty. However, in a court of law, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, I understand that, but still, stand your ground is stand your ground. You once two people have split up from an engagement, and then you go back, you become responsible for it, brother. So I don't know how they got one man down there for 200,000 and the white cat still walking around.
Well,
so
here go the thing. The guy in the red shirt that got slapped, I don't think that he's one of those that they have in custody. So whatever bond is set on the young lady and on the other man, those are people that had something to do with somebody that wasn't even involved in the slap.
No, they got the brother that got slapped, man. He showed his picture.
Okay, I was under the impression that the girl is the one who hit, that was stumping the man that was down on the ground, and that the guy was the one who hit the girl in the face and knocked her out.
Well,
that's not the same guy that was in the red shirt.
Yeah, it's kind of strange how everything happened, because I've seen like 3 different videos, and on one, the girl knocks the woman out, and then on another one, you know, I don't know if the brother was throwing a punch at the same time or what, but irregardless, he knocked the hell out of that woman. So,
Marcus, let me say this to you, bro. We all know that the guy was wrong for putting his hands, whether it was a retaliation punch or not. It was a bad position to be in with your family there with you. You sound like a reasonable dude. And if you have a wife or a significant other, you're not going to try to fight a crowd of people by throwing a retaliation punch. You really should walk away. That all being said, when we talk about these bonds that are being put on these folks, I think one of the big bonds is on the guy who already has pending charges. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And now you got to understand, he had gun charges. All right. And here's the other thing: he was already given a lovely bond off some shit with a gun, which, you know, and receiving stolen property and all that. He blew it. He violated his bond. When you violate your bond, they're going to up not the initial bond. They're probably going to treat you worse on the new case because you're already out.
Let's be honest here, brother. Let's be honest. Well, they got to make him the scapegoat.
Well, they already done said it. No. You got to understand, the prosecutor that y'all voted for in Cincinnati, Ohio, who's supposed to be better than Joe Dieters and supposed to be for the black folks, all that old shit, already said she's going to set an example of everybody, and she's throwing the book at them. I got video of that. She said it.
But I'm just saying, I mean, I was telling people the same thing. Y'all do not understand what's getting ready to pop off here. The next time you have to use your gun to defend yourself, she gonna come after you. That's what they do in all these areas, and that's why the crime rate goes up so high, because people's afraid to use their weapons.
Marcus, let me ask you this on the video, because I've been watching it. I watched it yesterday a few times. I got 3 different versions, and then I got one from my sis. She sent one about the retaliation punch. The guy had got kicked a couple times and punched in the head. That's why he moved forward. It's still not justification for me. All right. I'm just saying that to say what I believe in. Okay. Here's my thing. The guy that got slapped in the face by the other guy, I didn't see him in the videos doing all that shit that we seen. I didn't see.
But that's what I didn't either.
I didn't see him.
I think I saw him in one.
Well, he might have been involved in I think he was dealing with the same dude that slapped him in the face. Okay. That was what I seen. I didn't see him put hands on the women. I didn't see him putting hands on the other guys. I just didn't see that. Now, if somebody could show me that or tell me I'm missing something, please do. It's not going to change my mind about this situation. I'm just saying that the other people who had absolutely nothing to do with getting slapped, who had no motivation, they had no motive to put hands on anybody. Those are the ones that they're going to set examples to.
But the thing about it, brother, is he got a $200,000 bond. I mean, the girl got The brother got like $500,000, I think they said, and then the girl got 200,000, and then the brother with the business, he had a business down there, you know, doing his thing, and he got 200,000. So those are the things that people really are going to have to take a look at. I mean, she's saying she's throwing a book at these people, but come on, man, you know that's setting it up for something else to pop off. I mean,
well, of course it is. That's what I'm trying to tell my people at the beginning of the show. I don't know how long you've been watching today, Marcus, and I respect you, but I'm just saying I had already set the stage of that. And what I mean by that is when you see when people are making you upset about things, then your mind is stuck in that frame. Sometimes you don't even see reason because you're already mad. You're already upset.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? And even if something is shown to you, it's not going to make any difference because you've seen it and it's freeze framed in your mind, and that's what it is. You see?
And
what I'm
now
saying?
they could get anything off.
That's right. That's all I'm saying. I mean, that's just, I don't care what it is, this incident or anything in sports. Why do you think boxers? I'm in the field of boxing. Okay, why do you think boxers try to get mentally into their opponent's head weeks or months before a fight? Because,
absolutely.
you see what I'm saying? They're trying to manipulate them.
But I mean, that's all I was truly trying to convey to folks that, you know, and I did hear you say it, but, you know, you're a host. People need the reinforcement there. So that's all I'm trying to convey to folks that, you know, they get ready to take away your rights in different ways, but it's going to be more of a harassment thing than it's going to be like, you know, no, we can't use stand your ground. You may use stand your ground, but they're going to make you pay $20,000 for it now, you know, be your lawyer because they got to defend you.
You got explain that to me a little bit.
I don't know what you mean. In most areas, Democratic areas, they don't like stand your ground. They don't play that stand your ground. Like somebody attack you, you know, and say you use a knife or you use your gun, which most people are prepared to do now. They drag you through the court system. So it becomes a monetary thing where, man, I can't use my gun because, you know, they're gonna run me through court. So that's why I myself and a lot of other brothers have insurance on that, you know, if you have to use your weapon. But in urban areas ran by Democrats, that's the way they run it. They make sure they take you through hell if you have to use your weapon to defend yourself. And then the crime rate goes off the chain. Cincinnati doesn't have a crime rate compared to any of these other cities. But after you have a Democratic prosecutor that's going to be letting people know if you use your weapon to defend yourself, your crime rate's going to go up because that law-abiding person going to be like, man, I can't lose my house because I just shot this dude for coming in it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think I understand where you're coming from on that. I just know that this prosecutor is saying that she is going to pursue this at the highest level and that she plans on, you know, prosecuting that, you know, to the max. And that she said she's going to throw the book at.
But it don't make no sense. Why is this at the max? Well, I mean, I could go to YouTube and show you white people fighting white people all day, black people fighting black people all day.
That's what I said yesterday. I agree with that. I said the same thing yesterday. That's why I was trying not to make this a racial thing. I wanted it to be about a fight thing because, see, I know one of the young guys that's involved here, and I'm not trying to take up for him, not at all. But I think
the prosecutor's making it a race thing. When I could go see 500 fights on YouTube that happened couple of days ago, and I'm talking about a couple of days ago, you just bring them up. People fighting, white people fight. Even in Cincinnati, it was two white folks fighting at something. I can't remember what it was.
Yeah.
But nobody got charged. Nobody got charged.
Well, we don't. Do you know that for a fact?
Yeah, I know that for a fact. Okay. Nobody got arrested.
Okay. Well, I don't know. All I'm saying, I don't know that to be a fact. I believe you, but I don't know if to be a fact. All I know
No, I
is
mean, they said they didn't call the police on nobody. The people went their way, and that was it.
Well, that might be why there was no one arrested if the police weren't
Right.
called. So, I mean, maybe that's the reason. And it might not be for the reason of why what you're thinking because they were white. It might be because no one called the police. There was no one there to take anybody in custody, and nobody got a name or ID or anything. And that might.
But the same thing happened, brother. Nobody was there to take these people into custody. They used video, and there was plenty of video of these white women fighting.
Okay.
You know.
So generally,
I mean,
was
there any police there taking anybody into custody, or did these people have to turn themselves in?
Well, no, because the fight was over by the time the police got there. But what happened is you had so-called victims still there that gave statements. And here's the other thing. There was no police officers there until the end. And then there was no, from my understanding, from what the report said, there was no ambulance or anything like that took them to the hospital either.
Right.
So if somebody's laying in the middle of the street and they consider themselves to be a victim, believe it or not, the police are going to write it up that way. Because all they have is the word of the person that's laying there. It's like this, Marcus. If you and I have a fight that nobody sees and I run away and then the police see you there, you can tell the police anything you want. They'll be looking for me based on what you said. So
but the thing about it is, how do you make it a precedent? So you're gonna prosecute this to the end, to the top of the bar, to the ends of the earth,
because there's evidence of people committing assault. I mean, assault on people.
And there's evidence of people provoking it. So,
but that's not really that. Okay, if there's evidence of that, then those people will be prosecuted as well. That's what I would think. That's what I was searching for, Marcus, to be honest with you, bro. I try to make it come down to reason a little bit. And I said, I even offered a reward. Somebody give me a video so I can put it on my show of those folks antagonizing, instigating this, racial slurs. I'm not saying they didn't. I need that video. They said that they had all these video cameras, cell phone cameras going up that day. They got cameras and video of everything else, footage of every punch. They got footage of the kicks to the. But where is the footage of the people instigating this? Show me that so I'll have an argument. So you're
saying prior to that slap, somebody had jumped on the white cat.
Yes, there's video of it. I showed it on the show.
Can you show it again? I'd like to see it. And I'll hang up, brother. But all I'm saying is,
but Marcus, let me ask you this, just devil's advocate, just for sake of argument. If I can show you a video that shows that man being punched prior to the slap, would that change your mind about how you feel about the man getting slapped?
I mean, if he getting punched, and it's basically like you got to prove to me that this person hadn't been punched either. You see what I'm saying? Because people pull out the camera when they see it start.
But you're moving the goalposts. I just asked.
Yeah.
You just moved.
I just did. I did.
Because what I'm asking you, and bro, we on the same side. You understand that, right? It's just that I need my people to understand that if something don't work out the way we want it to work out, it might not be because of the way we've been taught to see this situation. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because I want everybody who's involved who did somebody wrong to be held accountable. You understand what I'm saying,
Absolutely.
bro? But I don't want us to be looking at this situation as if we're being done wrong. You're going to have to prove that we're being done wrong, not just say we're being done wrong, because that always seems to lead, that's the lead out. Let's call balls and strikes. You know what I'm saying? All I'm saying is if it's because look, Marcus, everybody on social media right now, brother, is saying this. How could you not arrest the white boy? He slapped him. But yet they think, and I'm not mad at them because they just misinformed on this situation. How can I be? I'm not mad at them because they don't know. If the white dude was retaliating, that's why he slapped him. If he's retaliating, he may not be charged. But if you
don't know, brother, because most people go to jail for retaliation.
They do, but it all depends on the situation. It also depends on his. Now we can clearly see that he's wrong. Ask me, Marcus, right here live on the air. Put me on the spot, brother. Ask me, do I think the white dude should be charged?
I mean, I know you know he's supposed to be charged.
Of course he's supposed to be charged, but I don't want people to think that if he don't get charged, there may have been something prior to that slap that happened that made that man not get charged. It's a possibility. I'm not saying that it is. I'm not saying that there's something out there, some evidence showing. I'm saying that there was contact between the two individuals prior to the slap. And unfortunately, this man, the guy who threw the slap, he made a bad
filmed.
Yeah. Not only that, he made a bad decision in moving forward. See, look, if I'm down there, Marcus, with my wife, you and I together, and we got our wives, I'm not pursuing that. You just smacked the shit out of me.
Absolutely.
It's just gonna be a group of people I never knew that's gonna say, "Hey, look at this bitch ass," and I'm gonna walk away.
Back off.
Right, I'm gonna walk away. But what happens at 3:00 in the morning when people are drinking, it's not quite like that, because every weekend there's shit like that going on.
Right.
And the white guy probably one of them macho dudes, and in front of his family, you know what I'm saying? In front of his family, I mean, think about it. He might not have wanted to back down. Now we know how stupid that is. We know how dumb that is.
It was beyond stupid. I couldn't, and that's the thing about it. I think it was obvious to everybody that he was drunk as hell. And you have to tell me, why didn't anybody give him a test on that level?
I think they did. I think they did. And if I could be giving out some misinformation here, I don't want to do that. But I do want to say that from my understanding, he got arrested, but it wasn't anything to do with the fight. I was under the impression that he got arrested for a DUI. He might have got in his car and drove off, and then they seen he was drunk and they arrested him for that. I don't book that off of me. I seen somebody sent me his mugshot. All right, I got people in the industry. They sent me his mugshot. And it was like he got a DUI. I hadn't seen any charges in regards to the fight. Okay, but all I'm saying
that's what I was interested in. I mean, it was obvious this man was drunk as hell. So, you out here fighting, you drunk as hell. Who gonna really believe a word you have to say?
Well, you know what? That's where the video camera and all that stuff come in, because here's what's going to happen, Marcus, whether we like it or not. The bars and stuff are going to have to turn over footage as well. This is why the police chief couldn't really speak on this subject yesterday. I'm not mad at the police chief. I think she's doing. Look, I know what people going to give me a hard time.
I think she's doing the best she can, but she's growing older by the minute, boy.
Well, it's hard to be everything for everybody, bro. That's hard to do.
That woman needs to resign and go on about her business, because she's getting older by the minute. I mean, I like her. I've seen her try everything she can, but I think the city stands in her way. And she was with the prior CPS superintendent when they were talking that truant officer stuff. And I think, that was bumpy water for her, because she was going against what the city wanted to do, because they didn't want to give the money to off-duty police officers to become truant officers, because that's what basically had been submitted. And they refused that, saying that they didn't want to spend the money. And that's one of them solutions. I'm talking about 100% solution. You send somebody to somebody's house, figure out why they ain't coming to school, and they get to looking around in that house and things ain't right. You talking about taking away their benefits and everything else, it'll get right. But what happened was they said, "No, that's too good of a plan. You got to get the hell out of Cincinnati." So the woman had to resign, brother.
No, I understand. Well, I mean, unfortunately, it happens that way. This is not the only city that's going through stuff like this. It just happens to be an incident that went national because of the fight that happened. And like yesterday, I tried to have a conversation about, let it just be a fight. You feel me? Unfortunately,
that's all it was. If they had both been white or that they both been black, it had just been a fight downtown. That would be it.
That's what I think. Hey, Marcus, I gotta go, bro. I appreciate you
engaging
with us. I'm at the top of my time. I gotta go, bro. I got a 3:30 I gotta get to.
I appreciate that.
I appreciate it. Don't
Peace
be a stranger, man. Thanks for engaging. Well, we can blame it on the alcohol. We can do all of that. All I'm saying to you, like I said yesterday, it should have just been a fight, or the day before. Put it down, mark it down as a fight. There's people that should have been held accountable. They are being held accountable. you know, some people who got into this situation shouldn't have been in this situation. The guy who did the slap, he was wrong, but I just wanted y'all to know that there was prior contact to that. That doesn't justify his slap. It doesn't do that. I believe he should be charged. Let's see how it plays out. Peace and love to everybody, man. I got to go. I got a 3:30 I got to get to. Talk to you guys soon. See you tomorrow, same time. Oh, you know what? I may not be here tomorrow. Look for an update. I have a meeting at 1 o'clock. I got to see if I can get that rearranged. If not, I'll see you guys on Friday. Peace and love to everybody, man. Talk to you soon.
Blame it on the lose, got you feeling loose. Blame it on the drum, got you in the zone. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the. She says she usually don't, but I know that she front. Cause shorty know what she want, but she don't want to seem like she easy. I hear you saying what you won't do, but you know we're probably gon' do what you've been feeling deep inside. Don't let it out now. Girl, what you drinking? Gon' let it sink in. Here for the weekend, thinking we can see what we can be if we press fast forward. Just one more round and you're down, I know it. Fill another cup up, feeling on your butt. What? You don't even care now. I was unaware how fine you was before my bus set in. My bus set in. Blame it on the booze, got you feeling loose. Blame it on the drum, got you in the zone. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the vodka. Blame it on the Henny. Blame it on the blue tap, got you feeling dizzy. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the oh, see, she spilled some drink on me, and now I'm known she tipsy. She put her body on me, and she keeps staring me right in my eyes. No telling what I'm gon' do. Baby, I would rather show you what you've been missing in your life when I get inside. Girl, what you drinking? Gon' let it sink in. Here for the weekend, thinking we can see what we can be if we press fast forward. Just one more round if you're down, I'm pouring. Fill another cup up, feeling on your butt. What? You don't even care now. I was unaware how fine you was before my bus set in. My bus set in. Blame it on the blues, got you feeling loose. Blame it on the drum, got you in the zone. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the vodka. Blame it on the Henny. Blame it on the blue tap, got you feeling dizzy. Blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the T-Pain. Girl, I know you feel good, just like you look. Couple more shots, you open up like a book. I ain't tripping, cause I'ma read ya. Shout it, I ain't tripping, I just wanna please ya. I'ma take a shot of the nouveau. Shout it, didn't you know what's going down? We can go and kick it like judo. You know what I mean? Shout it, got drunk, thought it all was a dream, so I made her say ah. Now she got a hand on my legs, got my seats all wet in my ride.